ผู้ชมทุกท่านการแข่งขันกอล์ฟรายการ Mizuho America's Open 2025 ระหว่างวันที่ 8-11 พฤษภาคม 2568 จัดการแข่งที่สนาม Liberty National Golf Club เมืองเจอร์ซีย์รัฐนิวเจอร์ซีย์ประเทศสหรัฐอเมริกาในรายการนี้มีนักกอล์ฟสาวไทยแข่งขันจำนวน 8 คนผลงานของนักกอล์ฟสาวไทยจะเป็นเช่นไรรอเชียร์ไปด้วยกันนะครับสำหรับคลิปไฮไลท์โดยละเอียดกลุ่มเด่นฟีเจอร์กรุ๊ปนี้ได้ตัดต่อไฮไลท์ให้มีความต่อเนื่องเพื่อให้นักกอล์ฟท่านผู้ชมและแฟนคลับได้ชมเพื่อการบันเทิงได้เรียนรู้เทคนิคและวิธีการของนักกอล์ฟสาวระดับโลกในการเล่นในสนามที่มีความท้าทายแห่งนี้เพราะหลุมส่วนใหญ่มีแฟร์เวย์ที่แคบมากมีอุปสรรคจากน้ำและบังเกอร์เป็นจำนวนมากก่อนที่จะชมไฮไลท์การแข่งขันอย่าลืมกดไลค์กดติดตามและกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนจะได้ไม่พลาดการชมคลิปใหม่ในครั้งต่อไปขอบคุณมากครับ
ที่เปลี่ยนไฟกับเย็นได้นะ
LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Jersey City, New Jersey, live second-round coverage of the Mizuho America's Open. Just a beautiful vista of the Statue of Liberty and Manhattan skyline. Liberty National does boast some majestic scenery, but it is clouded today. Where things stand, Jeeno Thitikul, I mentioned, was able to be aggressive in the calmer morning conditions yesterday to take the 18-hole lead. She's out on the golf course and, as you can see, remains on top. It is Andrea Lee who's posted the round of the day so far, battling through the early rain to put a second-round 68 up on the with some early second-round highlights. Let's get out to our overnight leader who began on the back today, Morgan. This is Jeeno Thitikul, after a birdie at the 10th, stood on the tee at 11.
Following up that sensational round yesterday with that great start on 10 today, and then this at 11.
Oh, she would capitalize and go 2 under through 2 to get to 10 under at the time. Let's check in now with Celine Boutier, staring down birdie at the second.
Feels like her game has been really solid, but just hasn't been scoring. Making putts like this will definitely help.
That got her to 7 under, but she would bogey 5 to drop back to 6 under. Ingrid Lindblad on the tee at 14, 3 under through her first 4 holes.
A slow and steady even par yesterday, but taking advantage of the soft conditions you mentioned today with beautiful iron shots like that.
Yeah, that's an accessible pin at the par 3 today. She gets to 4 under through her first 5, so she's on a roll. What about Carlota Saganda playing her approach into the short 16?
That played as a tough hole yesterday, but is one of the easiest holes on the golf course today. Just a wedge in hand here to perfection.
Yeah, uses that slope beautifully. She would get to 7 under. And then what about the world number 1 and our defending champion this week, Nelly Korda, for her second birdie of the day at the 14th.
That first birdie also came on a par 3, taking advantage of her fabulous iron play.
So that gets her to 6 under.
No, it's true. This putt. So this putt for Nelly should slope a little bit to the left.
A lot of discussion here on this putt, Karen.
Oh, I know. I think they're just, or they have to feel like they're trying to make up some ground on Jeeno. Jeeno did not make a birdie here. And it looks like she just hit that through.
15th hole. One of several titles she has to defend this year. In fact, this is her 4th title defense of the season. To Tom Abbott.
Thank you, Cara. Celine Boutier putting down the hill for the eagle. And this hole playing downwind today.
As we get you back out on the golf course. And this is Somi Lee with a birdie look at 17. Nicely done. That will see her climb to 8.
A bit different than it was yesterday. Yesterday, this one was more downwind, and today it's more into. So players choosing different clubs than they did yesterday.
How much wind is up there, Karen?
It's not much. It's just enough, and it's a very cool wind. Yesterday it was quite warm when these players played. Today, I mean, it's a good 10, 15 degrees colder than it was yesterday. I'd say maybe
narrow fairway to hit this. And Boutier out to the right with a bit of a draw, and that one's going to be just fine.
Yeah, found the fairway. I was just saying, Tom, it did play as the hardest hole here.
on the fairway. Back into the wind. Expect this to sit quickly, if not get some spin.
And that moved in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's on the bottom tier there. That's a pretty big miss there with the gap wedge.
Now Thitikul from the bunker, left of the fairway.
Yes, my dyslexic self got confused with the rights and lefts. That ball is really below her feet. Oh, and she really went down to try and get that.
It was a very awkward stance there. Tough shot already with the...
Yeah, from 56 yards. There's a little backstop behind it or a downslope in front of it.
Good recovery. So she'll have that to save par and remain ahead by 3 as we go back to 7, and Celine Boutier is in the fairway.
Yeah, just 1 yard closer than Minji. Slight upslope, and this one safely out to the right. As you said, Morgan, that safe side of the flag, the right side today.
That must look like Sheen.
And let's jump up to 18. Somi Lee's putting a good round together, just looking to make the turn.
She's just a very consistent player and bodes very well here. Second in greens and regulation so far this week.
Well, she is 5 under through her 68, so she's 67, excuse me. So she's moving up the leaderboard as well in a tie for 14th right now. We get back out to this afternoon wave with Nelly on 16. That was another birdie attempt. Oh, that came close, but not to be. Now let's check in with last week's winner. Haydan Yu got off to another good start yesterday. Here she is on 17.
A birdie and a bogey on her card to this point. Not quite as dialed in with her iron play, has missed a few greens today. It's usually her tremendous strength.
Over to 16, where our leader has a few feet left to save par. But it's downhill, Karen. This looks tricky.
It is, and it's got a bit of left movement in it too. But I do think that when you look through Jeeno's statistics, her putting has always been one of the strongest parts of her game, and that's what makes her such an impressive player. Just across the board she's good, but it's this part of her game. Oh, she lets me down there a little bit, but it's just clutch when she needs it.
It's interesting, she was talking about after Chevron, Karen, how she was kind of really panicking about her putting, was upset about the way that she putted, but felt like she's putting really well this week. Unfortunately, dropped a shot there.
With a bogey at 16.
And with a driver, with a bit of helping wind here. So she's looking to have a shorter shot into the green, and this is a very nice tee shot down the middle of the fairway.
Even on a gross day, Karen, those views, especially with the Statue of Liberty, are still so spectacular.
Let's get back over to the 7th hole where Minjee Lee has a look at birdie from off of the green with the putter in hand.
Yeah, trying to bounce back after a short miss putt on the previous hole. This one looks pretty good for Minjee.
Oh, get in. What a result. This is to get to second outright.
That was a good-looking putting stroke. Very simple. Just slightly under-read. It's one of the reasons why she's such a solid player. She's very consistently in the top 20 week in, week out.
She played well last week in Utah, was in the final group on Saturday with Hye-Dan Yu. Fell back a bit that round, but she sees it. Now she has a chance for birdie at 17.
She's just playing some really solid golf lately. Think about the chance she had to win at Chevron. Of course, last week, dominating performance there in the desert.
Yeah, first time she's won wire to wire on the LPGA Tour. She collected
A huge advantage because the golf ball is a lot drier for them than it would have been for the morning wave.
And considering the
Pin on the
forecast,
front.
it was a bit of a gamble, Karen, to not play the ball up, but it just is a testament to how this golf course drains. They knew it would be fine.
Absolutely. I mean, and it is. It's not squelchy underfoot at all. It's lovely out here.
Alice Zhao at the top right now. Now 17, Nellie's away with her third.
I always think, Morgan, that she has a good chance to chip in any time she's on a little with another great score. In the same way, it's hard to back up a great tournament with a great tournament the following year, because just some things are just hard to recreate. And in your mind, you don't even know why it's not the same. It's a very tough thing.
Yeah, well said, Karen. She is seeking the third successive title defense of her career, but Jeeno's away.
Yeah, and downhill.
And that comes up short. I imagine the greens are rolling at a very different speed to what they did for these players yesterday morning.
A little bit of a slider to the right. Shouldn't be a problem.
But it is. Again.
It's just been a little bit of her Achilles heel.
Yeah, drove it in the bunker again off the tee. This one really sneaks in on the right. Oh my gosh, that's plugged right in the lip. It is plugged in the lip of the bunker.
Goodness.
Oh, Morgan, that is such a nightmare for her. I think she kind of rushed that little bit. She was waiting for Boutier, and Boutier was behind her, so I think she rushed that shot a little bit there just to kind of play it back in position, and she's really going to pay the penalty there.
Yeah, you have one job here. Get the golf ball over the lip, and because it's so soft, oh, it plugs there.
Wow.
Ball, so we would go this way with it. Here's gonna be your point, and you have a club length with it.
Is it the free throw?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's a rule that changed.
Yeah.
It used to be not.
That's why I was like,
Yeah, I mean it's definitely
Yeah,
it's in the lip of the bunker.
Yeah. So the closest one would be.
So it's right here. So we're gonna put a mark there, and then you have a club length. And you gotta drop it within that
Can we
club
go
length.
this way?
Yeah, you just can't go close.
Yeah.
Between the ball? Yes. It's actually, I'm going to move it to like
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Club length, any direction, just no close.
Like over here.
You can come up just yeah, come half the distance, come back. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you're just gonna have to make sure it stays.
Of course, he drops it. If he goes in the bunker and goes down
You're
here,
gonna redrop. Okay, that ball's in.
Okay, that was Sue Witters with the LPGA Tour confirming she gets a free drop from an embedded ball. And while they get ready to play that, we will head over to our leader on the tee here at 18.
The tee's been moved up a little bit today. just to give these players a little helping hand with the conditions. Wind is off the left with a bit of help. And you can see from the quick tee pickup, she likes it.
Relief for a situation like that with the revetted faced bunkers, but when it's a normal bunker like this one and the ball is clearly in the face of the bunker, which it was, then you do get embedded ball relief. I mean, that she's kind of worked that up the fairway there, but still going to pay a heavy penalty for that miss. I'm going to try and get it up and down for a par. Flag today cut off on the back section of this green. Pretty steep ridge in front of the flag, and she hits a lot of low shots. This is another one here, trying to fly it all the way back there.
This would be a big par save for Gusova.
Certainly would be. It's going to go a little from the right. Keeps the speed up. What a par that is from Gusova, with the little fist bump as well.
And Celine Boutier playing her fourth from the bunker here, Tom.
Yeah, this is quite a long way below the level of the green surface, but what a lovely shot that is.
Almost hold it.
I'm not quite sure what direction the wind is going, so they were talking about the wind direction. She has 155, ball is above her feet, and it feels quite awkward because she's next to that little drain that's in the fairway. It's a couple of feet. I think from 145, which is what she has, she might be able to get close to the front edge. She got a lot of ball there, Morgan.
You could hear how wet that sand sounded, but very flat-footed off that lie. Lost her
Upslope. Nelly has already played from the bunker, but still has quite a lengthy par putt coming up.
So Jeeno will have
Back to something you can hang your hat on, whether it's getting the ball started over your chosen line or whatever thought that you might have whilst you're practicing. Just something to take your mind off the result.
Oh, just ran out of speed. I like those one-handed practice strokes she's been making, trying to get some rhythm. But those last two holes, just an unfortunate.
And I don't see a huge amount in this one for Jeeno. I think this is pretty straightforward down the hill.
Yeah, and she's safely in. Morgan mentioned her putting. Didn't feel great about it after Chevron. She really worked on her putting on her week off, and well, she's just had one slip up today so far.
Got a bit of helping wind on this tee shot that is quite awkward. You've got water down the right, you've got a bunker on the left. But no problem for Jeeno. Just striping one down the middle.
Aggressive play, taking driver into the more narrow part of this fairway as well, up the right.
I think with this play today, with this wind direction, I think both Jeeno and Nelly feel like they have the potential to even carry that left bunker. So if you're favouring any side, you should be favouring that left side.
Big tree's a good target, Karen.
And this is middle of the fairway going on a draw. Great drive.
Yeah.
So she'll have a great idea of how much this putt is going to swing in there. Good look here. What? Yeah, that is what we see time and time again, Morgan. When you show a top player the line, they take full advantage of it.
Yeah, she gave that a lot of power as well. Almost looked like it hopped a few times coming off the putter face. This was such a slow putt. Yeah, I see a couple hops right there. Up the ridge, dead center.
Yeah, deserved a smile as well. Celine has played in every single...
125 to the hole. She was a bit in between clubs. It's gone with the bigger club here. So this is an 8-iron, so this is just going to be a very small one. There, just a little controlled swing.
Yeah, that's It's one of the best wedge swings we've seen her make here on these last few holes. Setting up nicely.
Put herself in position again. We'll see if she can convert with the putter this time. Now next will be Thitikul.
5 yards less, 120 for Jeeno. She does prefer to hit fuller shots. You can see that one was a more fuller shot. Nellie's was just a very controlled swing. Jeeno trying to get more out of hers.
Just with these conditions, it's really...
And he's bringing my umbrella to me as we speak. But I'm fully rain geared up, so it's not too bad for me at the moment. But it's got quite heavy now. I'm a little disappointed because it was lovely for a moment there. But this Jeeno putt is going to be uphill. It's going to break to the left. And the hole looks like it's almost sitting on a little mound.
I don't know if there's anybody from the morning wave who's watching this coverage who's feeling sorry for these players out here right now with the small cell going through. Shouldn't last all of 2.
If you wonder why Jason, Nellie's caddy, was holding the umbrella over the golf ball, it's to stop the raindrops falling on the ball so Nellie can keep good contact between the club face and the putter face. Couldn't have asked for a better putt to putt from. I mean, it was just straight up the hill, Morgan.
And at last she capitalises and converts to birdie on her 10th hole here at the Mizuho Americas Open. Nellie Court ready to go at this par 3.
And she has a 7-iron out. There's a bit of helping wind here, but with this rain coming down, that's going to take a bit of distance off this too. And every time you put another layer of clothes on, you kind of take a little bit more distance off the shot because you're not quite as free flowing. But a very safe play there. It's working further away though, unfortunately.
Just going to settle in a low area there on the left side. Went with a big full swing there.
She faces the same thing. A little bit of helping wind here. And I think this is a whole location that she's actually going to quite like. There's a little bit of a, even though it's close to that right side, there's a little bit of a slope there that might bring it back down to the left if you do lose this one a bit to the right.
This hole's played a little bit easier today, Karen, than I would have expected.
I think it's just a nice hole location. It just looks quite inviting.
Well, Jeeno choked down on that one and came up short.
She chokes down on most of the...
Just a tough one there. This one low, trying to run it up towards the green.
I'm sure Ryan's delighted, Tom, that he's come out to join you just in time for the rain. Where was he yesterday? It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful yesterday. He came out...
Adjust the speed. Now we've had a little bit of rain on these greens. There will be just a slight coating of water on them.
Yeah, so they would have slowed down a bit to carry.
Just barely off the green, so going with the putter. It's going to be, initially there's a hint of uphill here, but then it's going to be downhill and breaking left.
Oh, good try.
Really solid effort there. Good pace. You do have to adjust sometimes on the fly when conditions change, like the rain here. Adjust your speed accordingly.
Well, and that's just what she'd been working on in the off week. Hand-eye coordination and getting the speed to match up to the line. So she didn't want to overthink it too much, but did put in some solid work on the greens as she didn't head out to Utah to the Black Desert Championship last week.
It's so interesting.
Through again. And this putt, just downhill.
Nellie's always been someone, Karen, who says that she likes the tough conditions. She feels like she can focus really and stick in that bubble that she talks about.
Okay, so she saves par there at the to Minji Lee on the 10th.
Yeah, just short of the green, chipping up. Had some options there.
I took a look. Should have just a little bit left for birdie, move up to 4 under. She had a good round going yesterday and then kind of eased off a little bit coming home.
It's just such simple, beautiful technique, Tom. Back and through on that pitch. No excess moving parts.
So she puts the mark on. She had 4 consecutive birdies on the back 9, did Minji yesterday, actually 5 in a 6-hole stretch, and then came home 3 over par in her last 4 holes. Meanwhile, Celine took advantage coming home, Tom. You were watching them yesterday, and she'll have this one from just off the green now at 10.
Yeah, I think you've really got to take advantage of the reachable par 5s out here, Morgan. This is a prime example of that eagle putt, and could really make a big difference to her week if she can take advantage of these reachable par 5s.
These 2 par 5s on the back 9 are there for the taking, 2 of the easiest holes on the golf course. There have been 3 eagles today on this hole. Oh, just ran out of a little juice there. An easy birdie.
Hold that grip.
And this hole has a nice wide sort of landing area, but it pinches in at about 248 off the tee, where the bunker on the right cuts in, back into the wind today. And the wind has picked up slightly as well. Short of all the trouble into the fattest part of the fairway. Right in the middle is where the flattest part as well is. I think it's almost like looking down on a little area of green there for you to hit to, Morgan.
Yeah, after that, you get to a little bit of a downhill lie, and with the soft conditions, it's not going to release as much as they'd like, especially being into the wind. So the flatter the lie, the easier the second is. And that had no...
She finds the putting surface but comes up just short.
Quite the prevailing wind that these players have had the rest of the week.
This one's on a pretty good line, just left the flag drawing away, but it's going to leave her a birdie chance.
Karen?
My umbrella has disappeared back onto the golf cart now. This is an 8 after Nelly from 135.
Beautiful golf swing right there. Oh, just doesn't get it to stay on the top shelf. That is a huge ridge in the mid as you can, so you don't have to stress too much on the last few holes.
And now Thitikul's chance at 3.
She'll have learned something related to the speed on Nelly's putt. Look at this. Oh, just not quite enough. Easy 2-putt, tap-in par.
They're seeing a lot of close calls. Nobody running away with it on the golf course right now. Best rounds out there are 6 under. Somi Lee back for her as we go back to Nelly to save par on 3.
And not a huge amount in this. I think that was easy for her. Sure was.
Yeah, well done. She stays 5 back. Damage down on the closing stages with a chance to jump into a share of the lead, Tom.
Yeah, putting together a nice day here. This one should move a little from left to right and doesn't quite have the pace. She had the line, I think, if she'd hit it.
Yeah, she's been pretty good with the putter.
Ryan French from Monday Q Info's with me here. You played in the Pro-Am. How was it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's always great to see pros up close. You can learn so much.
Yeah, I'm in the Pro-Am Hall of Fame. It's something I really enjoy doing. I did have the chance to play with Celine.
Unfortunately, you led her to her first missed cut this season, but we won't dwell on that as we watch Nelly Korda into the 4th. So all the umbrellas are away now, Karen. It looks like it was just that passing cell that Morgan mentioned, and hopefully dry the rest of the way here.
That's certainly what I'm hoping for, and I know the players are definitely hoping for that too. It's just, I mean, I don't think it really bothers the players that much. It's just more of a pain dealing with the equipment, trying to keep it dry and all that good stuff. This whole play is about 3 yards uphill. A little bit right of the hole would probably be the best spot. Jeeno trying to fade this one in. It's a little bit left of the hole, and ooh, that's in the water.
Oh goodness, what a mistake. tough hole location for her with the wind off the left. She switched to hitting a fade over the off season. Let's take a look here. Watch this kick down. Oh, goodness.
Just a huge mistake, Morgan. You've got the bunkers and the runoff area. That didn't even reach ground almost. Okay, let's get over to the developing story at the fourth, Karen. What's going on with our leader here, Jeeno Thitikul?
Well, it is a red penalty area, so she's and her ball did cross the line, so she's able to take relief up here. So she'll be playing her third shot onto the green. The unfortunate thing is there's no green to use. I mean, it's just a very difficult chip. It's so far above her as well. So even if you play a super flop, it's still going to come in a lot flatter than it would do. So getting this ball close to the hole is going to be really difficult. And there's no real slopes around this hole that you could use to try and get it closer. I just think you have to take your medicine and accept that a 10, 12 footer might be the best that you can do from here.
So bumping, not an opportunity here?
Oh, wow. She got so much spin on that. That was tremendous.
Well, given everything that you set up, that was spectacular. Jeeno will have that to save bogey and drop back into what would be a four-way tie for the lead at the Mizuho fourth after finding the water from the tee.
And it would be a seriously good bogey. Just amazing. That was a superb up and down, Morgan.
I just love her attitude, Karen, even after she missed that tee shot. Never really looked flustered, just, okay, how can we now save bogey?
And it has changed the storyline here, though. We now have four tied at the top, and Celine Boutier, Tom, is one of those.
Yeah, this one she would be looking to get up and down, but a misjudgment there from Celine, and she's going to have some work to do.
We're back at the 12th to Celine Boutier with her third.
Yeah, the green surrounds here are just perfectly conditioned, so she'll just want to clip this one, get a lot of control on it, which is exactly what she's done, almost going in.
Yeah, she's been pretty good with her short game the last few holes. Okay, on the other side of the golf course, Karen Thitikul's looking to bounce back from that bogey at the fourth on the tee at 5.
And it's an intimidating tee shot with the water all the way down the left, but this is no trouble for Jeeno.
Goose just missed with the putt breaking left to right, coming the other way, so she made 4. She really needed that birdie to go in. Minji now for the 3. Yeah, she knew that it was going to have a little bit of movement in it. Good birdie.
With the way that Jeeno has played in the last few holes, it's definitely opened up this leaderboard a little bit. Minji trying to set herself up for a big weekend. She's
Substitute teaching to make ends meet, and now battling away on the LPGA. Going well here at the moment as we go over to the other side of the golf course.
And see Thitikul away at the 5th with her second.
oh, dangerously close to the penalty area again.
Oh,
no. Wow. She was just on cruise control, and these last 2 approaches have really caught her out. She knew it right away. You could tell that she pulled it a bit.
Yeah, Morgan, that's totally the other side of the green to where the hole location is today. It's right at the top right-hand side, and that's fallen into the water that chases all the way up the left-hand side of this hole here at the 5th. And there's a good look at the hole location as we join Nelly.
She has 134. She's on a downhill lie. She's going to go with that little 8-iron. I mean, just a controlled swing here. I think she plays some of her best shots when she does that, Morgan.
I love her controlled finish just like that. I mean, anytime you can bring the power down.
And they will be paired with the professionals this weekend. So back with Jeeno Thitikul on the 5th, and once again, Karen is having to take a drop after finding the penalty area.
She is. Difficulty here is it's so close to that penalty area, and the slope it's enough, and the grass is closely mown enough that it's going to be difficult for her to get it to sit. So they're moving to a spot where the ball sits still, but Just trying to make sure that it has completely come to rest.
What do you make of these unforced errors that she's kind of created the last few holes, Karen?
I think she feels like she's lost a little distance with her shots. So some of these extra shots she's been trying to hit them a little bit harder or trying to get more out of it. That's what it appears like to me. Because of the coolness, the little bit of rain, the shots she was playing was starting to come up a little bit shorter. So all of a sudden she's just reaching for a bit more, and it's causing her to make some mistakes. Whereas we've seen Nelly dial it back down a little bit a few times and hit some good quality iron shots because they were more controlled. I think Jeeno has just tried to reach back and get too much out of it on some of these swings.
Okay, so this will now be her fourth.
And get too much out of it on some of these swings.
Okay, so this will now be her fourth at the par 4 fifth.
And it's a good, I mean, it's going to be a tough 2-putt, but her speed has been pretty good today. Just got to go a bit. Oh, well done.
That's a pretty good putt. Pretty good recovery once again, but almost a gimme birdie here to get to 6.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of time to think about it, but it shouldn't be a problem. Easy done.
Yeah, well done. Our defending champion is just 4 back. Hanging in there.
Bobbles to finish her front 9, but has stayed pretty steady.
Boutier laid up, so this is her third at the par 5.
Yeah, she hit it way out to the right with that second shot. It's actually in a divot for that third.
Oh, what a brilliant.
Yeah, down in that gully over on the right side, and it's just going to be too short. It needs to go a little bit. There's a ridge there about 10 feet short of.
Jeeno looking to do the same. A little bit of bounce back over those last couple of holes. Just needs to go a little steady here, keep it in play.
And she's now only 1 back.
Swing. And that's good.
Somi Lee has bogeyed the 7th, so she's just 1 back. And Thitikul, as Kara mentioned, in good position.
Yeah, a little bit of swing on this putt for Minji. Green slopes from right to left. And yeah, I think make it in the way the leaderboard looks. 137 yards here for Boutier. Can hit a low one there, try and manufacture a little shot, but it is not her best. Looking for a good hop, but not her best one there. Has confidence. It's a higher one trying to ride that wind. It's just not moving back towards the flag. Going to stay left, but she'll have a good birdie chance.
That's this putt that we have seen quite a few players under read today. We'll see if Minji.
She's only got one at 98 downwind. Got to keep it left of the penalty area. And this looks on a good line for that.
Well, she clears the geese and fell. All right, here we are at 14, and Boutier with a wedge, but she's overshot somewhat. And again here at the 6th, Karen.
She is. She didn't have a very good iron shot for her second, so she's got a downhill pitch to this par 5. And an outside chance at a birdie.
It's a dangerous shot for any amateur that would be standing.
Didn't have much of an area to thread it through between the penalty area on the right and the bunker on the left, but she has done so, and this putt's a little down to start with and to move to the right, but all in all, really good effort to get it on this surface.
Okay, couldn't get it to go, but it'll be another tap-in birdie for Nelly, and she'll move up to 7 under, which right now is just 2 back. Yeah.
Yeah, putt that's going to move towards the Statue of Liberty for Minji.
And she gets it.
It's the putt, Kara, that we've seen.
No, she's not. She could do with seeing a putt go in, actually. But she's got a little soft ripple in this green that that means it'll go up and then back down towards the hole. But it's very gentle.
Let's check in with Somi Lee. She's been quietly at the top of this leaderboard. She hit a bad third, so this is actually to save par now on 8.
Considering it's, the par 5 hole where you think players would take advantage, we've seen quite a few players struggle, especially with the bunkers on that 8th hole today.
So that'll be back-to-back birdies for Somi. She'll drop to 8. Now Boutier.
We're putting back down the green. Left herself a bit of work to do, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was to save.
Yes, she is. This one back into the wind. You've got bunkers right and left, and this one just drifting to the right.
Oh, that finds the rough.
Now, depend on that lie. It's not a bad angle to the left side hole location today.
Okay, now Thitikul.
We've just started to get a little bit more rain as well at the moment, so... And I can tell you it's got very cold out here. Temperature's now down to about 57 degrees with a feels like a 55. And this one is also heading towards the right.
Sometimes when it's cold like that, it just gets harder to feel your hands. You're already wet. They did play, what, about 4 holes in the rain. So you're
challenge out there right now.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably the worst weather that the players have faced since the final round at St Andrews last year. 66 yards for Boutier into the breeze, and the rain is coming down the heaviest it has done for the afternoon rain. Yeah, it's coming down on my umbrella. I'm okay. I'm okay. She was taking some t-shirt out to the right. It's come up just where the first cut of rough moves into the thicker rough, and she was trying to look at and studying it, figure out how the ball's going to come out. 8 yards closer to the hole, 64. The ball's not going to travel as far as with this rain. A little bit of hurt wind. Yeah, it came out low. Obviously that lie was concerning. Let's see if we can put the brakes on.
goodness, it worked out okay considering you think about all the water that has fallen.
With her third at 15.
Yeah, perfect lie here. Has several different options. Going to try and loft it. And I think she just got underneath it a little bit. Going to leave herself a bit of work to do.
And that'll be to save par and stay in what is a 5-way tie for the lead right now. One of those is Steph Kyriakou looking to save par at her final hole of the day.
And I think at this 8-under number, Cara, that round from Andrea Lee this morning, the 68. I mean, she's tied for the lead. It was in the worst of the conditions. It looks bad now, but it did this the entire morning for the players who teed off in the morning wave today.
You know, she's been able to relax this afternoon and just move her way up the leaderboard.
I don't know about relax as much as dry off and warm up.
All right, that was Thitikul. Just slipping away from the putting surface there at 7. Finishes up on the front edge. Now Nelly Karen from the right-hand side.
Oh, she's got a little bit of rough to deal with, and she's got a tree in front of her as well. So she's going to try and keep this one lower, I think, underneath that. And from 169 has a 5-iron. Oh, she did well keeping it low enough.
We had a beautiful view of that under the tree.
Karen, that's not easy to do. Keep it that low coming out of the rough. You run the risk of not getting it up and over the rough. To hit it that long of a distance, it's not going to be an easy shot, but still we'll have a chance to save par.
Now Minjee Lee for birdie at 15.
Putting back down the green, this one. So it's just going to miss left of the hole. 3 sections of this green. She was on the right section, but putting down the hill. It's a bit of movement in this one.
Oh no, Tom, that is a disappointing bogey, and she drops out of the lead. Now tied with Nelly. And 7 under.
Just at this point about how the water on the ball allows or doesn't allow the ball to spin here.
Yeah, good shot. She'll have just a few feet left for her par. Let's check in with Somi Lee. Had a pretty good round going, but she's suffered a couple of bogeys on her last 2 holes. And looking to get up and down here at 9. Oh, and she's left herself work once again, Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest hole on the golf course by far, that 9th. So what a tough finishing hole.
All right, now back over at the 7th. Thitikul, an outside chance for birdie.
It is, and it's a bit uphill from where she is. So she's going to have to make sure that she gives this enough power to get up that slope and towards the hole on the greens that have had a good little soaking from that little shower that's just gone through. It's almost time to put the umbrella down again, thank goodness. Kind of plateau. It might want to move just a little left, if anything, but it's not one that I would want to get outside of the hole.
Oh, well done. You heard her caddy say great stroke from Jason. She missed a few of those earlier in the round, but it's been a bit of a different story on this now.
Get a little out of whack with their tempo, considering the conditions, which really accentuate those things, especially like Jeeno and those couple of unforced errors she made.
It's true, and you know, with Nelly, I think you were saying that she seems to just excel in these tougher conditions, and it's really being proven again.
Yeah, she said that she just really feels like it allows her to focus even better when the conditions are tough, and not every player likes playing.
Apachai Yubon is playing her second from just short of the green here at 14. Looking to gain one, and she does. Beautiful chip in birdie at the par 3. And she gets to 6 under.
It just feels like it's so bunched right now, Cara. It's going to be an exciting weekend. A lot of opportunities on this leaderboard.
Yeah, there really are. And that lead has been shifting around all day, thanks in part to Somi Lee. She's now got this to save par at the closing hole. Oh, she does. That clutch. Well done. So Somi remains at 8 under, which is tied for the lead right now after a 7 under par on the tee at the 8th.
Well, another par 5 opportunity for Nelly. It's a little bit narrow off this tee. We've got bunkers left, rough right.
Just underneath it again, Karen, just like the last drive, just a little bit quick in the transition. Trying to give it some extra.
Okay, now Thitikul.
See if she can find some good rhythm here with her swing. And she certainly does.
Didn't look like she liked that for some reason, but it's going to trundle on down there and be in good position, potentially to chase something up by the green.
You know, she's the only player within the top 15 on this leaderboard who's even par on her day, so Thitikul has not been able to get much going today. Nevertheless, she's still in a share of the lead as we go up to 18 and watch Anana Khan coming home.
Yeah, as expected, this hole, one of the toughest, but the front hole location today making it slightly more accessible. Wind strong off the left here.
Or Minji. Just a little 9-iron by the looks of things for Minji.
I just want to control something here, Tom, into the wind so it doesn't spin too much. Keep something on the left high side of the green.
She's done that.
Oh, good shot. Okay, now Boutier.
Yeah, that's for 117 yards, drawing it in towards that flag. This could work out well.
8.
And she's just waiting for people to rake the bunker and do some things in the group in front. I don't think she can get to the green, but she's going to try and get it as close as she possibly can to it. Nelly was forced to lay up also from the rough on the right. She did have a bit of an iffy lie, but she's laid herself up into a spot short of the fairway bunker in the fairway. So she'll have a good chance from there to get up and down for a birdie. And that landed on a downstroke, so it's going to get plenty of roll.
Yeah, that's a good spot there. She got plenty of green to work with that whole location in the...
With another look.
Yeah, just above the hole on this left side, as Morgan was talking about, so maybe a little bit of movement as this comes down the hill.
Oh, she knew early. She was up and out of that one. Par, and Anna Narukan is up here at 18 trying to save her par, much like Lauren Coughlin just did. Can't get that one to go.
That was a really tough bunker shot, being short-sided. Just miscue from the middle of the fairway there.
A share of the lead once again.
Yeah, battling away, Celine. This was a really nice approach. Should be. Oh my goodness, she's missed a couple of short ones today. That was a prime opportunity missed.
We had a great camera angle there, Tom. That was exactly where she was aimed, almost outside of the hole on the left. That's where her line, she uses this line on her ball. Let's take another look here. It's aimed pretty much splitting the left edge. It's right where she hit it. And that's exactly what happened, is it split the left edge, but had too much speed, so spun out.
124 to clear the two that's in the room. It's just going to try now. I'm just going to try and look a little bit on this too, because we really don't want to know in this condition that it's zipping back down that tier.
Really controlled that nicely there, Karen.
This one's a really tough one, and my legs that's slow, but fight for the hole through this. So that's it, it's got to go.
Take the lead outright once again, the Mizuho Americas Open.
Bit of movement to the right, and it's uphill.
Yeah, she kind of lifted the putter through that one, Karen. Didn't keep the putter down and low, close to the ground through the stroke, and just started right on her.
It's just felt like a bit of a struggle for everybody out there today, and that's understandable.
It is, and that really gives you great insight, you know, hearing Jason say the way the cup's tilted and watching how the other players' balls rolled. It really gives you insight as to how both players and caddies read the greens. It's not just looking down your line, it's taking everything else into account, and that was a great read.
Yeah, she took advantage at the par 5/8, and now a defense quarter. Thitikul, Somi Lee, Andrea Lee. Now Celine Boutier trying to join them at 17.
Just trying to control something in there. Oh, it took a huge hop, considering we've seen such soft.
Here, she's narrowly avoided a fresh divot that's right in front of the ball, so she can bring this in higher because of that upslope, try and get a bit more spin on it.
Asking for it to check. And it does. Still, all three will be putting downhill into the 17th hole. That flag just 5 paces on from the front today. Oh, over at 9. Hey down you. Playing her way into her final green.
And just doing exactly what she does, putting herself in the position to make a move on the weekend. Hasn't had her best stuff today, but gonna potentially go out earlier tomorrow. Take advantage.
Hitting to a little island fairway. Not hitting driver, just laying back to the distance to land it in that island. This one's down the right half.
Just catches the fairway. And not going to be the easiest shot from that angle right there.
Okay, over at the 17th green, Boutier will be first to putt from the back of the green here at the par 4.
Yeah, it's very slightly downhill, but it's back into the breeze, so I think this will be a relatively slow putt, and this one labouring to get to the hole.
Yeah, struggled to read that one correctly. And back over at 9, meanwhile. Thitikul next to play. And you get a good vista here as to, there's obviously the water that's out in front of that forward tee box, but then that penalty area that really goes right across the middle of the fairway here.
Well, it's really forcing the players to play to a landing zone, and essentially you're hitting 2 par 3 shots, a long one off the tee to get to that landing spot, and then a second one to the green, both of which are long. This one's left half.
Just say, Karen, depending on how far back you leave it, you could be hitting the same club again. That one's pretty far back there from Jeeno.
Natalia Guseva putted down the hill and just narrowly missed her birdie putt, so she's right on that cut line, and see if she needs to make a birdie at 18 or not. Minji with a better look here. Not too much in this one. Oh, it moved on her at the end.
Another opportunity gone by for the Australian.
Pretty much in the rain all day, all round. This afternoon, we've had a few showers that have come through, but forecast looks very nice for the weekend, so just get through these first couple of days, be in the hunt, and reset for tomorrow. But this club needs to keep working if she is going to be in with a chance of winning here, and she told me that yesterday. This has been the difference maker for her. When the putter starts to work, and then she can put together those rounds that have taken her to the top of the leaderboard with 6 wins on the LPGA. Nicely done there.
Yeah, good par save. And that's exactly what she's got to remember, Tom. She's just one back. Well, now 3 over par on her last 9. 8 on you to stay at 2 under and inside the cut line the week after winning on the LPGA Tour.
Oh, that hopped almost right away there. How about that? I feel like that's going to help all the players at 1 under par.
Oh, this group have really been struggling. Ingrid Lindblad, who's the 3rd in this group.
Helpful in cold conditions, trying to get the ball airborne, getting it to fly. Ball is above her feet though. Got to guard against this one going left. She's got plenty of height on it because of that lie.
And due to that height, didn't quite get the release that she was looking for to chase all the way back to that whole location, but still.
She has 197. That was her 7-wood.
Swing.
You heard Jason say good swing. Wow, she's on just on the putting surface. They're at 9 down the fairway.
148 yards for Boutier's second shot. The wind off the left.
She was able to stay really level there, Tom, with that ball quite a bit.
Below her feet, so it was going to be a very difficult task to get it up to the green. She just got it out to here, and now needs to get it up and down for a par. This one looking pretty good with a bit of spin.
Oh, yes.
Give her a chance.
Tom, you might not be able to see it because you're so...
Thitikul.
And from quite a long range, but I think anything on this green in 2 is a really good deal at this stage of the proceedings.
And it's not something...
A little bit of work left to do.
Not something you typically say on a par 4, Karen.
But get it sort of almost hole high, and you're in a really tough spot with this putt. I mean, we've got to hit this way left with the right speed to take that slope. That's pretty good right there.
She missed the green left, having dribbled it in the bunker. She's got about 10 feet for her par to make the cut. This one to finish off a good couple of days for Boutier. It's going to move significantly left to right down the hill. Didn't hit it. Greens would have slowed up a little bit with that rain.
She's just 1 back of the lead. Heading into the weekend as Thitikul drops out of the lead.
Looked like she was playing a lot of break on that putt there. Looked like she hit it exactly where she was trying to. Let's take another look here. Yeah, that line is lined up. Maybe caught it just towards the toe of the putter, but rolled fairly well end over.
To go. One start after her win streak ended. She won again here at the Mizuho Americas Open, shooting 14 under par total to beat Hannah Green by 1 stroke. And after back-to-back rounds of 68, her name is atop the leaderboard once again as we head into the weekend here at Liberty National. So she's finished up on 9 now, back at 18. Minjee Lee looking to save par.
Yeah, in a flatter part of the green for par. And this 18th hole is certainly not an easy finishing hole when that wind starts to blow left to right as it is today, or any other direction. When it has some strength to it here, it can certainly be a beast to finish the day.
So she drops 1 to 5 under, rounds of 68, three-way tie for the lead. Andrea Lee, who went out this morning and put together an incredible round of 68 in the worst of the conditions. She battled through the rain and went out in 4 under par. It was Somi Lee, 5 under par 67 was a great round. The same from EY earlier this morning. She had a 67 as well to move herself up the leaderboard.